Hello folks, welcome to Lexi IAS Academy. In this video, we'll be discussing current affair topic presented to you by faculty Sushma KP. So what is the topic that we'll be looking into today? Is it a crime to offer a bribe even if it's refused? In this article, we'll be seeing as to why is it used. We will see what is the relevance of it to UPSC, that is the GS paper 4, and we'll be looking more like a case studies on this topic. We will be also discussing about the Prevention of Corruption Act, and we will be seeing about ethical implications and dilemmas involved in bribery. Okay? Let's get started. So why is it in news? Even though 2018 amendment was made to the Prevention of Corruption Act, which stated that even bribing or offer to bribe will be considered a punishable offence, but there are differing perspectives from various high courts. That is what we'll be looking into today. Look at this. Prevention of Corruption Act will divide it in two stages. Pre-2018 and post-2018. There was an amendment made to Prevention of Corruption Act in 2018 where it stated that even offering a bribe to public official will now be considered a punishable offence. Now the question came in was, what happens to the cases that were dealing with corruption and that happened before 2018 but it is still pending? That is what your Supreme Court will listen to the cases, which is scheduled on January 21st. All of this started because of this one case. Look at this case. On February 16, 2016, in Beharampur, Odisha, police station receives an intel that this guy, Ravindra Kumar Patra, he is holding huge amount of illegal gutka in large quantity in his manufacturing unit. See, gutka is more of a narcotic relaxant which is very addictive and it is bad for your public health. So what states try to do it? They either ban it or impose heavy taxes on it. So when the inspector in charge of the police station goes to the joint and sees that yes, huge amount of gutka is stored, he seizes those. Okay? He seizes those gutka and then he tells him to be showing his documents of his legality of his operation. Okay? Basically he seizes the gutka and he tells him to show the proper documentation for the legality of his operations. What this guy does is, he tells, I will offer you a bribe of 2 lakh rupees for you to leave this matter alone and return my seized goods. He tells, I will not accept the bribe, which means he refused the bribe, and he tells, even if once more you offer the bribe, then I'll take actions on you. This guy, despite that, tells that I will again come back in the night with the money. So what is the, now take it like a case studies. What is this inspector in charge supposed to do? You comment down in the comment section. Now, we'll see what this inspector in charge did. You just tell me what your perspective is in the comment section, okay? So this inspector in charge of the police station informs the superintendent of police and they set up a trap team. Wherein, again, this fellow, like mentioned, he comes back in the night. He lays the money on the table. The inspector in charge again denies it. When it was offered to him, he again denies it. The trap team was listening to the conversation, whole conversation. When he again returnly re-offered it, that time they come and seize and hold him. And they book a case on him. That is your section 12 of PCA, wherein this fellow was put into that case. This was the case ka story. Now we will see what led to the aftermath. First of all, in your PCA, Prevention of Corruption Act, Section 7 states that any public official should not be receiving any money for either doing his job in official capacity or for not doing his job. So basically he should not be receiving any money apart from his legal salary. Section 11 of your Prevention of Corruption Act states that he should not be receiving any valuables for, again same, for doing his duty or not doing his duty. He should not receive that. Section 12 states that abatement of offences, under which is what the previous case pay he was booked. Abatement of offences. This includes both successful as well as unsuccessful attempts of bribe. Understanding? This is your Prevention of Corruption Act. Now what happened was the varying perceptions of different high courts. In your Kishore Kanchan Wadhwani versus the state of Maharashtra, the Bombay High Court took a different turn, stating that 2018, that is pre-2018 Prevention of Corruption Act, offering a bribe does not constitute to a punishable offence. So that they go on to tell that before 2018, offering a bribe was not considered an offence. That is the same thing which was brought about as an amendment in 2018. So, before 2018, it was not considered an offence giving a bribe, offering a bribe. This is the perception of your Bombay High Court. Now, if you see, your Madras High Court, it took a different stance. In Ghanshyam Agarwal versus the state, the Madras High Court has stated that your Prevention of Corruption Act came into picture was because of your section 165A of IPC, that is, PCA came in for section 165A, which was clearly stating that offering a bribe is an offence. This was originally there. This stated offering a bribe was an offence. This came in to replace this. So this is equally automatically meaning that offering a bribe is an offence. And they also tell that the 2018 amendment, whatever was there, it just clarified the same. So on the same topic you see differing opinions, right? So this is why it went in front of Supreme Court, which is now going to be listening to the case on your January 21st. Look at this. This is a quote by Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, which states, corruption comes from the never-ending greed. This also brings in your Gandhi's quotes. There is enough for everyone's need, but not enough for everyone's greed. Coming back to this, the fight for corruption-free ethical society will have to be fought against this greed and replace it with what can I give spirit. Now we spoke about this corruption in detail, right? So what is the ethical implications of bribery? Let's just have a look. First and foremost, it undermines integrity and trust. See, I'm not going to name names here, but I'm just going to prove an example where in a particular state where the food grains were stored for poor was rather backtracked into your black markets. So doesn't it erode the people's faith in government? Encourages corruption. They feel that if I have to go through or get the basic necessities for any entitlements that I'm supposed to receive from the government, then I have to go through corruption. Or it even creates an assumption that if I have to get my work done, then I have to induce in corruption. It also promotes inequality and unfair practices. For example, your meritocracy. You see a lot of state exams having scams. So, when scams happen, you're replacing meritorious students with people who can actually just pay you the bribe. And such kind of people come into force, then what will be the outcome you can imagine. It hampers development. Like we said, when it erodes your trust, the government loses the credibility. Moral degradation happens. Yes, fine, for all other groups, fine. A harm to vulnerable group. Now, there was a case where poor people who wanted to avail the schemes of your Jayanagara scheme, they had to pay bribes. Doesn't it defeat the whole purpose of Manrega? This is what is happening. What is the dilemmas, ethical dilemmas which is involved in bribery? Integrity versus survival. Now, let's take a small example where a farmer has to avail some service from the government. He visits the office and he feels that he's against giving bribes. But if he has to get the service, which is the mode of, or which will be likely to aid his livelihood, now he has to think about either integrity or survival. Which do you think a poor farmer is going to pick? Upholding ethics versus career advancements. Most times, even when public officials don't want to do it, but in the fear of you are cornering by your higher officials or threatening the promotions, involuntarily or with half-heartedness, they end up doing this. So this is the moral dilemma. Loyalty to organization versus public welfare. Sometimes due to pressure from your politicians. So what they have to do is they have to take like let's say some contracts, faulty contracts. Yeah. So you know that will be bad for the people. But because of the pressure you're supposed to do that. I'm not telling you're supposed to do that. But this is the difficulties or dilemmas that they can face. Breaking the law versus solving immediate problems. Another thing is these two are somewhere related. Whistleblowing versus retaliation. People are scared or afraid to come up and speak. That is your showcase the corruption. Because why? They are worried about their own life, their own job, their own security. Why? Because the senior or the people might retaliate against him. So there is protecting relationships. Another thing is if they know their own family members are doing this because of their close link to them, they are sometimes not even reporting this corruption. So, bribery, corruption, these might look like terminologies, but it has very vast impacts on the society. We've reached the end of the content. If you like our content, subscribe to our channel, hit the like button and share it along with your friends. Thank you.